Hi, I'm Lissa.
And I'm Lauren, and welcome back to another episode of the Favorite Daughters podcast. I hope everyone had a good Memorial Day weekend.
It was cold. No one had a good Memorial Day weekend.
It was really cold. I went on a business trip to Arizona last week, and it was 100 degrees every day. And then I came back on Thursday, and it was 54 and raining. So that was great.
Well, it's supposed to get to like 95 degrees this weekend.
Welcome to New England!
After complete thunderstorms tomorrow, then it's supposed to be sunny and 95.
Oh, so we went, my boyfriend and I went to Manhattan on Saturday just for the night to get away for a little bit. We were hoping to do actual stuff, but it was pouring the whole time. So we're laying in bed in the hotel room, and we're looking out the window, and he looks at me and goes, "Is that the Empire State Building?" And I was like, I was thinking the same thing, but I'm not sure. So we had to Google a photo of the Empire State Building. I was born in New York. I can't fucking figure this out. So we looked it up. It was. So we decided instead of going to the museums or whatever, we just went to the top of the Empire State Building like complete tourists, and it was actually pretty cool.
What is there to do up there?
Well, you go up to the 80th floor, and you walk the 80th floor, and it's like a little museum. It tells you about all the movies and celebrities that have taken pictures and stuff up there, done TV shows, and it has this interactive thing you can walk through about how it was built, and it's got all the walls are screens, and it kind of they did a CGI animation of what it would be like to stand up there and actually be soldering the rivets and stuff or whatever, which was scary as hell.
Thank you.
So you can walk around that, and then you take the elevator up to the 86th floor, and then you go outside, and you can walk around the whole building, and there's a fence up. There's no way you can get out, but it's pretty cool. You get
My brain doesn't know that.
I was okay. I hate heights. It was okay. But you can also go up to the 100 and something floor, and they have a glass viewing thing, one of those circle things that, it's, I don't know.
Terrifying.
We didn't go up there, but it was actually pretty cool. But it rained the whole time, and how long were we there? 24 hours, maybe 30 hours. Mm-hmm. We ordered delivery 3 times to the hotel room. It was good,
3 meals. 3 meals a day.
3 square.
Come on.
We watched a lot of Naked and Afraid. Is Naked and Afraid? Is that it?
Yeah.
Naked and Afraid?
Understand that show.
It was weird.
I don't understand why you have to be naked.
Yeah, I get it. It makes it more difficult, but it's a gimmick. It's really a gimmick. Anyway,
how does naked make it harder?
Because your bits and pieces are getting eaten by bugs and shit, and it's really cold. You don't go in with clothes, you go in with a canvas bag and a tool.
I understand that.
Yeah, so...
But why can't my one item be a dress or t-shirt?
I suppose it could.
I'd be comfortable. I want a pair of underwear, please.
Some people have fashioned their bag into clothes and not a bag.
I don't want bugs crawling up.
Yeah, these people are swimming in mud ponds trying to catch catfish and stuff, and I was like, do you understand all the places you have mud right now? Do you constantly have a UTI while you're out there?
That's why I don't like going swimming in the ocean or a lake. I don't know where that water's been.
Did you know there's a specific parasite that actually gets into your urinary tract when you pee in the water? It swims back up the urinary stream and gets you in the pee-pee hole. Speaking of animals I'm afraid of.
You know how many times when we were younger and we used to go to the lake, Mom would just go pee in the lake, go pee in... Yeah. Not wanting to take us all the way up to the bathroom?
Did you know that I finally saw... I've seen videos on this before and never really believed it 100%, but I saw Hank Green do it, that chlorine does not smell like chlorine. It's the urine interacting with the chlorine chemicals that makes pools smell like, quote-unquote, chlorine. So stop pissing in the pool, people.
Yeah.
Stop pissing in the pool. It's gross. Use a toilet. Go piss in the woods. I don't care. I don't want to swim in your pee. Anyway, something I wanted to tell you about that happened this morning. Alfie made like overnight oats or something like that for breakfast, which are really good.
Mush.
So I asked him as he was leaving the house with his overnight oats. I was like, "Do you have a poon soon?" I was like, "Do you have a poon soon?" He go, "What? A poon soon? A what? A spoon? Do you have a spoon?" Where did that come from? Because apparently it's just a thing our family does.
Yeah, it was like Jessica or Jenna or something when they were little. They couldn't say spoon, and they tried to teach her say and poon and put it together, and it became poon soon.
That's good to know. Because I was like, is it from a movie or something? And I just don't remember. What the hell is a poon soon?
It was our
We've been saying it our entire lives.
And misappeared.
Ambulance. Hop to killer.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of things that we said weird in our family.
We couldn't pronounce things.
I don't know what it was. So yeah, what you got for me today?
Okay, well, I'd like to start off with this asshole client, that I think I've spoke about him before. It's the one that, told me I was gonna get pneumonia poisoning from wearing the mask.
Yes. I believe you have mentioned that. So
he came in again, and this was yesterday, so all my nails were painted orange. And so he looks at me up and down and goes, "What is it, Halloween?" And I'm like, and he goes,
What is it? Mind your own fucking business.
He's like, "Is it?" I was like, "Yeah, it's bright orange. I guess it does look like trying to joke it off, because I'm wearing all black at work." Yeah. Okay. So he comes over and he starts complaining. He was like, "Well, what do you think of these gas prices?" And I was like, it doesn't really bother me. Like, obviously I have to get gas anyway. Like, I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not up to $4. Like, gas goes up and down all the time.
Yeah, it was $5 like when I was in high school.
I'm like, it literally, it's never gonna go back down to $1. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, gas prices are continually gonna go up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Yeah, well, it's this fucking president we have." And I was like,
no.
And I was kind of joking off, and I was like, if Trump was president, something he would have done would probably make the gas price, trying to just joke around and, stop it, just diffuse it.
Can you put your mask on a little tighter?
Right? And so he starts screaming. He's like, "Yeah, well, this fucking president, I'd like to speak to Mr. Joe because he's the one who shut down the pipeline and blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Sir, you tried to talk to me about this pipeline last time you came in, and I Googled it, and only 8% of the fucking pipeline was even built." He's like, "Yeah, well, they were using that pipeline. It may not have been finished, but they were still using it." I was like, "They were not." "Yes, they were." I'm like, "Okay, how the fuck do you want your haircut?" He's literally...
Flat top?
He's literally trying to argue with me. I was like, I literally looked it up. It said there was only 8% of the pipeline was even built. It wasn't being used. Don't try to tell me it's because... And I'm like, even if it was...
This is not the place to talk about it.
I was like, even if it was, who's to say we were even getting our gas from over there? Or oil or whatever that was coming from there? Because there was a oil or gas line or something down south that was fucked with, and it didn't affect us because that's not where we get our oil and gas from. True. So who's to say that fuck is the reason why Connecticut's gas is going up? I was like,
it's Connecticut. Everything goes up. Everything goes up. Wow.
I want to punch that man so hard in the throat. On a lighter note, I saw some TikToks.
Oh, really?
So they're kind of connected because it's weird, creepy things that happen. So the first one I saw, that was some guy who was and he was pointing up, recording the stars and stuff at night, and then all of a sudden, this bright light was zoomed in, and it stopped. And then it started going across and across. And, he was like, "That's definitely ants. It's definitely ants." So he takes a laser pointer and was, pointing, trying to show the person, "Do you see that light going across?" And then he, put the laser pointer, in front of where its path was and, waving it back and forth. And, right where it got it, it turned. And he would put the laser in front of the light again, and the light would turn.
So it's like an ant and a line on a piece of paper?
Yeah. And I was like, and then he was, trying to, circle it, and then it just zoomed off.
That's weird. That's weird.
Oh my God, it's aliens. It's aliens.
It's very possibly aliens.
So then, have you seen lamp TikTok?
Excuse me?
So I stumbled upon this yesterday.
Lighting fixture TikTok?
Yes.
Okay.
Like standing lamp, table lamp, like lamp TikTok.
No, I've not been on lamp talk.
So apparently, lamps are just deciding to go on when they're not plugged in. Like, there's some guy holding a lamp and putting the plug in his mouth, and it goes on, and taking the plug out, and it's off. And I kind of like, maybe...
You know there's battery backup light bulbs now? Where you put the light bulb in, it charges up the light bulb, and it can be turned on and off with a switch or something or other when it's not plugged in, if, like, the power goes out.
Yeah, but these aren't the light bulbs.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
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 So, these aren't the type of people that would know this.
Okay.
Okay. So then, I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. But then, like, a couple TikToks later, I saw another one. And it was this guy who had an extension cord not plugged into the wall.
I saw that one.
He plugged the lamp in.
Yep.
And the fan in.
Yep.
But when he unplugged the fan, the lamp went off. Mm-hmm. When he plugged the fan back in, the lamp... Neither thing was connected to any fucking power, but somehow the lamp was turning on the fucking...
So is there like a weird
fan was turning on the lamp.
That lamps just have power of their own now?
I don't know. It's freaking me out. Like, okay. I need a lamp to test it.
Do you not have a lamp at home?
No. Where the fuck would I put a lamp?
Somewhere on top of a pile of shit?
Lauren, I have recessed... Is that what it's called?
Recessed? No, recessed.
Recessed lighting. Listen, I'm not that educated.
Recessed.
Half of them don't work.
Because of the leak in the ceiling?
Yes.
Okay.
That they never got back to me for, by the way. No.
God. We're not going to get into that.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear this shit again.
Nah. Okay, so those are the few things that I had, other than my weird-ass animals that we were talking about last week.
So, just a quick, what the hell. I was walking around this morning, groggy, and I went in... Gary, you cannot come in here. And I went in the bathroom, and I was getting Advil because my head really hurt this morning. And I saw a container of eye drops in my cabinet, and I said to myself, whatever happened to Ben Stein and Clear Eyes? Whatever happened to the Ben Stein Clear Eyes?
I don't know.
And then on top of that, what happened to the Special Eyes commercial? I have special eyes. That contacts commercial.
Cable commercials.
Have we missed cable commercials? Am I at that point, the age of my life, where I'm nostalgic for cable commercials?
I think so.
I haven't had cable in like 15 years.
It's like the J.G. Wentworth.
That you still hear, though, outside of cable, right? Isn't it on like radio or... I don't know.
I heard the PC Richard commercial the other day. At Mom's house. I was in the kitchen, and I heard it, and I was like, PC Richard?
Do you know, that song got stuck in my head. I probably told you this. It got stuck in my head.
It got stuck in our head, and we couldn't figure it out.
It was both of us?
Yes.
Yeah. That was
You called me and sang it to me, and I was like, shit, I know it. I don't know what it is.
You don't know what it was.
And
you know what it was.
We struggled.
I called Gina. Gina didn't know what it was. She called her brother. Her brother figured it out. But, like, what the hell? How do you have a jingle? Yeah. How do you have a jingle that is so memorable, but you can't remember what it is?
Right.
It's because it doesn't have lyrics.
Exactly.
It doesn't have lyrics.
But NJM does.
They also have a mascot. We're just going to mention them every fucking episode. I'm so sick and tired of those commercials. You know, I would say it's really good advertising.
NJM.
It's really good advertising for them for us to mention it, but at the same time, I am never going to use them because of it. Yeah. I know this is going to be kind of a mini episode, but I had a couple more things. One was kind of like, just like a really cute and heartwarming thing. I know we don't usually go there, but there's a thing on TikTok called the Are You Happy Project, where this guy just goes around to people's like, are you happy? Why? Do you have a message for the world?
Yeah, I've seen
And
that.
like, it's like really sad, but also like really cute, and I kind of want to... I guess they're making a documentary about it. It must have come up on my For You page because it had people in Connecticut tagged in it, so I took a look at it. I was like, oh, this is really cool. So I want to look at that and find out more information. You've seen it, though?
Yeah, I saw one or two of them, and I was kidding.
Oh, fine. Fine, you heartless bitch. Fine.
I saw a puppy swimming in a pool today, and it climbed out through the filter and jumped into the rocks. And then people were like, you should put a mat down. He's hurting his little paws. So instead, she said, I don't know what the dog's name was. She said, no more jumping in the rocks. So he climbs out through the filter of the pool, up onto the railing of the pool, and all the way around to the deck now.
It listened?
Yep.
What does that have to do with this?
I don't know. That's the kind of TikTok I'm on.
Oh. Well, here's the other kind of TikTok I'm on. Did you know, and I'm sure the answer is yes, everyone knows, that there are satellites that orbit the Earth? There are satellites that orbit the Earth.
Yes,
right?
I saw that, and it disturbed me that he said that and soon there will be too many where we can't even leave the Earth and we will stuck here.
I don't know about that, because it's quite a bit of space. It's going to take a long time for that to happen. It looks as if that would be the case because of the scale of something you're looking at on the computer. So there's a website that at least I found. There's probably more websites where you can find it. This is maps.esri.com, where you can see the live satellites that are in the sky orbiting around the Earth. There are, let's see, a total of... Do you want to take a guess?
6 million.
Oh, God, no, Alyssa, you're way, way off. It doesn't sound like a lot, but when you see it, it's a lot.
100,000.
19,238 satellites orbiting the Earth.
But how much of them are actually in use?
Those, I believe, are the in-use ones?
Because there could be so many more satellites up there where we, sent it up there for...
That's true.
The OG...
I can pull up the website as we're looking here. But there are about 19,000 ESRI.com satellites. The scary thing is that it's really us and Russia. It's wow, they have a lot of crazy maps. Global land cover change, lava flow.
Shit.
Vegetation changes, elevation profiles, chlorophyll, and the sea surface temperature. Holy crap. I don't even know if I can find the satellites.
Speaking of sea, no.
But Russia has about 6,000 satellites in orbit, and we have about 6,000 satellites in orbit. And, China only has 4,000, which is bizarre.
Lauren, do you remember what China did? Do you remember? Do you remember the rocket? Do you remember the Chinese rocket? You think you can trust them with a satellite?
Shut up. Shut up. What? Shut up. This is what it looks like. And when you zoom in, they're sporadic. If you really zoom in, it's
yeah, but they're
sporadic.
moving so fast.
Are they really, though? Compared to the speed of a space shuttle? Why did you indicate SpaceX arcing and hitting back down on the ground?
No, that was...
Why did you indicate that they were crashing?
No, that was up on the horizon, down on the horizon. Because they go over so fast. That wasn't... This is crashing. So Lauren. The crashing, arcing.
One day when we get a camera, we will do an episode on Italian Sign Language. But this kid was, freaking out about, we won't be able to take off in a rocket. And I'm like, there are, hundreds of miles between these things in some cases. It's not something that we really have to be concerned about. I was surprised that it was 19,000 satellites that are orbiting out there. And I'm sure there's a ton more space junk than that. But, he's exaggerating. It's TikTok trying to freak you out.
TikTok freaks me out about a lot of stuff. And I've realized lately that even if they're doing, a... green screen of an article that they're look at this article. I still have to Google it because they're fucking...
I'm finding that my TikTok is now 80% TikTok, 20% Google fact checking.
Exactly.
Because there was, that astronaut in the ocean song? There was someone that was like, did you know
Astronaut in the ocean?
Yes. I'll play it for you. You know the song.
Okay.
Someone was like, oh, did you know that Mozart wrote this song in 1757 when he was 3 months old, and it was called blah, 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 and they play, a clip of it on a harpsichord, and I was like, did you just say he was 3 months old? But now I have to know if it has anything to do with Mozart. You have to, it's this stuff is just
I had to Google the bird flu thing.
Was that real?
It was real. And under the article, like, the lower headline was, "Don't worry, it's not thought to be the next pandemic." And I'm like, that's what they said about COVID.
I don't know. I remember when swine flu came through. I was working at the Apple store when swine flu was around, and, like, everyone was coming in wearing masks then, and, like, it was my job to, like, wipe everything down with alcohol at the end of the night because of all the nasty-ass people that touch all the electronics.
And
I don't know what it was like.
Kids vomiting on it.
Kids vomit on them?
Yeah, me and Dad were picking up Mom and Dad's iPads a couple years ago, and this family came in, and this mom was holding the little boy, like maybe, like, 3 or 4, and he was, like, looking behind her, and he just projectile vomited all over a table of iPads.
Oh. At the store I worked at?
Yep.
Ew. Not it. We also let someone use the bathroom once, and they took a shit in the corner of the bathroom. Like, not in the toilet, in the corner of the bathroom. On the floor.
Yeah.
And then people were, like, rocks, paper, scissoring each other to see who had to clean it up.
Oh,
that's a fucking biohazard. That is disgusting.
I had some guy come in who claimed he had an appointment. He's like, "Can I just use your bathroom first?" I was like, "Yeah, go ahead." And he goes into the bathroom, and then he comes out, and he's like, "Oh, I'll be right back," and, like, rushed out, and I'm like, what the hell? And then, like, an hour later, I was like, I gotta pee. So I go into the bathroom. No one else had gone in, so it was, like, me right after him. Shit smeared everywhere. Like, on the seat, on the handle, on the back of the toilet, on the wall.
How?
And it's not, like, it looked like he tried to clean it up. Like, if you have, like, I can understand people have accents, even adults can have accents, but there's literally a shelf full of cleaning supplies and paper towels. Clean your fucking shit up!
That is so gross. That is so gross. How do you get it on the wall? How do you get it on the wall? How do you get it on the wall? Explain it to me.
I don't know.
How is it on the wall? Ew.
Do you have any creepy animals?
No, I have not gotten creepy animals yet. I've been very busy. I was traveling for work. I took a weekend off.
You're slacking.
I had to mow the lawn, and then I had to do the garden yesterday.
I'm sorry. When you're mowing the lawn, that's a lot of time to think about random-ass shit that pops in your head.
No,
do you really have ADD?
No, that is time for me to catch up on my podcasts, okay? I have to get my true crime in. I have to keep my brain in check. I have time to Google while I mow the lawn. Do you have time to Google while you mow the lawn?
I don't have a lawn to mow.
Maybe you should.
I didn't say you had to Google, but, like, things pop into my head and I jot them down on Post-it notes.
I avoid that by listening to podcasts.
So should I talk about my animals, or do you want to save them?
We need to do a whole episode on animals.
Okay. They're terrifying.
Do you have anything else for me today?
Okay. So, this is the Post-it note I had from work. This is how my notes go at work. So when I'm either on TikTok or things pop into my head, I jot them down on a Post-it note to later clearly write them out in my notebook for us. And this was TikToks. Lamps not plugged in, but work with fan or mouth. That clear. I remembered it. I was able to rewrite it. Next, UFO with laser. Okay. Then it gets worse. I remember one of them. Creepy deer thing.
Oh, the flesh-eating bacteria disease that makes the deer zombies?
No, not zombie deer. That's a whole nother thing.
Okay.
Creepy deer thing was like this mythical creature thing that was like someone animated or I don't know if it was from a movie or something. It was like the body of some kind of like deer-like thing, but it's like its mouth was a human arm. It was I'll show you the TikTok as and then the next one was just space.
I blanked out on what you were saying because I just received a text message that says, "Hi, is this Mark? It's Mandy. We matched on Bumble before when I came to see my cousin, but we never met for coffee. I'm back in town again if you wanted to actually meet up this time. Are you available?" I've had this phone number for like 15 years. There is no way. Mandy.
Let's go meet Mandy for some coffee.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? "Hey, Mandy, it's been a long time. How are you? I'd love to meet for coffee."
So I think this is the TikTok. I think this is the this creepy deer thing.
It's a creepy deer. Is that a torso?
So look.
Is that a torso?
Yes, that's it carrying someone, but it's like torso and then arms where
it's two torsos.
Yeah.
It's two torsos for a head where the top torso's hands are antlers, and it's got the body of like a wildebeest.
A deer thing. Creepy deer thing.
A creepy deer thing. I guess a wildebeest is a creepy deer thing.
I mean, those are definitely deer antlers. Like on a wildebeest's body.
On two torsos.
And one creepy one that can like walk in doorways and grab you.
Take a screenshot of that. We'll post it on the Instagram. That's bizarre.
But then the last one was just space. Like, I was gonna remember what space meant. Nothing else.
Was it satellites?
No. And I need to go... Oh! Space! Okay, so this is... You don't really need to watch the TikTok. You just need to hear it. And I thought it was a little funny.
Okay.
Sure is big, huh?
Yeah, it's so big. I mean, it almost looks flat from up here.
Evie. I'm sure that'll spark a lot of debate, Evie 1.
Did the astronauts just say that the Earth looked flat?
People can listen to this. Don't say stuff like that.
They're like, oh shit. I said it looked flat.
Guys in space, like, talking, and they're like, hey, no, it kind of looks flat up here. And they're like, guys, come on, you can't do that. Like,
that's awesome. The Earth is not flat.
It's not.
The Earth is not flat. It is a sphere. It is not flat.
Unless it is.
It is not.
Have you seen the theories, though? Have you seen the theories that Earth is flat and right in the center of the flat Earth?
Mm-hmm.
So the center of the dirt board, if you will, is supposed to be the Arctic.
Mm-hmm.
And then Antarctica, is supposed to be an ice wall all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
That's supposed to be protected. Because no one's explored all of Antarctica.
Mm-hmm. Is that why there's a hole in the middle of it?
You've seen the hole? That thing is creepy.
So are you saying, instead of, like, someone took their hands and pressed down on the North Pole and flattened it?
Yep.
And it split open from the bottom?
Yep.
Interesting.
And that's why this hole is supposed to be the bottom where if you were to take that flat and make it a globe, that the hole would be at the bottom.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It makes sense.
Okay.
It's not true. Earth is not flat.
But if it was.
But if it was, it would make sense.
That would make sense.
But then I beg the question, how does the sun work?
Yeah, that's why it's not flat. But that's an interesting theory, because that's not how I would picture it being flat.
Yeah.
Huh.
So Arctic, and then North America, South America, you know?
Yeah.
And then
it's like
Africa.
the butthole.
Exactly.
It's like the butthole of the flat Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
You get it?
I get it.
Get it? Yeah.
But it still doesn't work.
It's not.
Nope.
It's not flat.
Join us next time on the Favorite Daughters podcast. The Earth is not flat.
Follow us on Instagram at Favorite Daughters Pod.
And if you have any questions, comments, or stories, please reach out to us at favoritedaughterspodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear your funny stories, ghost stories, satisfying Karen stories, and anything else interesting you may like us to read on the podcast.